What's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we're taking a look at the Ripple XRP price chart to start this video out. We will be bouncing around the rest of the market, but we've got some things to peek at here before we do. We will take a look over there at the Bitcoin price chart and the total altcoin market cap and a couple other altcoins that are leaders, right? Yesterday, we talked about how we had Solana being the leader. A lot of people pointed out to me that Luna is as well. Good point. We'll take a peek at that. One of the things over here on the XRP price chart is we can kind of see how these waves have all played out here for XRP. And well, if we look back to where this wave occurred right here, the peak of when actually everything kind of fell, right? So this is May 18th when the really big fall started. That's the same time the total altcoin market cap plunged, same time Ethereum plunged, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and really the list goes on. Now, we've been talking about over the last week is that, there's going to be this period if we go based on what we've seen happen in this corrective structure previously and in past market cycles and in previous structures, that there's going to be this time period, most likely that's going to just draw out and be nail biting and teeth grinding for quite a while. And if we look at what happened right there from May 18th, when the whole market took its spill and we measure the Fibonacci retracement on that, we could see that from that spill date right there, look where we nailed, man. 702, perfect nail right there for the XRP price chart, is pulling back in here to this 50% retracement right here, holding here. So we'll see if this is the level that's going to hold. I kind of discussed that in yesterday's video when we looked at like IOTA from back in 2017. That 50% area was the place to hold. It's really kind of a wishy-washy thing for me right now as we're in these retracement levels, and I kind of want to watch my words on all of it because there's so many different things that can happen, like we talked about with Bitcoin, that it could pull all the way back down in here. I don't have the answer. The thing I've been going through for the entire corrective period was to mimic the things that we've seen happen in the cryptocurrency market previously. Mimicking would say, if we did something like we've done, hey, it just stays here for a while and it's pretty brutal for a couple of weeks. Likely finding this area right in here as a support level, somewhere between about $1 and $1.10. But I thought it was real interesting to see that. That's the date where everything really just started to fall apart in this market. It was there on May 18th. Since that May 18th top, bottom, boom, perfect nail, 702. So now we're in that fight, right? Of course, if we take it from the very peak of XRP from back in April, we still have a little ways to go to get to 702. But if we look at the moment where the whole market broke down, XRP has pinpoint nailed a 702 Fibonacci retracement. Again, means nothing for me. I'm not sitting here day trading XRP. I am a holder of XRP. So for each their own, everybody treats things differently. Everybody, holds onto their assets for different periods of times. Most of my stuff is all in long-term capital gains tax status. So I'm not going to sit here and change that to catch a week or two trade that could happen. I also understand my own emotions, and I know how I can sleep at night, and so I don't mess around with a lot of that stuff. But like I mentioned in yesterday's video, obviously a lot of profit taking happening here. I fully understand it and respect it completely as we get back to the retracement levels. Now, some of the things we've been looking for in this market to tell us that the rest of the market would break up higher is if we could get some leaders to take place here, right? One of those we've been focusing on has been Cardano, which has gone through all of the Fibonacci retracement levels and still kind of battling here on top of this 702 retracement, but did peak above the 618. I think it's really optimistic, based on what we've seen historically. Even, bouncing around in here for quite a while is okay. That's what everything shows us from the past, is that we do spend time in here. So I keep kind of bringing that up, that spending time in here seems the most likely for most of these assets. But if we could get a breakout for some leaders, it would be super optimistic because this is very much of a rotating style market. There's leaders, there's laggards, and there's everybody else in the middle. I even kind of did some of my own independent research, really studying things on how everything moved most recently. And, the last several months, between January and April, how were things moving? What was the order of operations? And Cardano was one of the first ones to take off, followed by Luna and Theta, then followed by Doge and XRP, and then lastly was kind of Ethereum Classic. Of course, there's a ton of assets, right? I've only named like 6 assets in there, but we kind of got an idea on who was the big leaders and who were the big laggards. And ADA, Luna, and Theta were the big leaders. Well, ADA has taken out all of the retracement levels. Still, consolidating. Yesterday, we pointed to that Solana had broken out into new all-time highs. So optimistic, right? All those screaming we're in a bear market. Well, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense in a bear market to have something in the top 10 break out into new all-time highs. And well, as some of the viewers and commenters on my last video and some of the people responding to my tweet yesterday brought up a very good point. It's not just Solana. We also have Luna, ranked number 16 over here on Coin Market Cap. So we actually have two bigger coins that have broken out into all-time highs after this scary moment in the cryptocurrency market. And not only that, ADA isn't too far away from it. It has crossed all of these Fibonacci retracement levels. And like I mentioned, during the run-up that happened between January and February, the leaders in that were ADA, Luna, and Theta. Here we are with ADA and Luna and Solana all kind of taking this leadership role. So for me, that's optimistic. And I had built that list of just like 6 different coins to kind of understand how did everything work in what order, because this is such a rotating market. The money ebbs and flows and moves around. The whole market doesn't just all go at once. All the market will chase and pile into one thing, and then they'll abandon that and then go chase and pile into something else. And so in most bull markets, what we see, or at least I've seen in all of the bull markets when I've studied them, is that many assets will top out significantly earlier than others. And when those tops come in for those, we start to see the rest really take off. And that's why you have so much chasing that happens in this market, is people are invested in so many different things. Then some stuff takes off, and then they become convinced that that's the only asset that's going to do it. They've got to abandon ship and all their stuff, and then they'll go chase the thing that's already really high. So when I look at these leaders, I don't say to myself, "Oh boy, I better go buy them all." That's not what's going on in my mind. I'm thinking of this from a macro perspective of how the market has worked historically, in that some stuff leads. And when we start seeing that happen, that's when it starts getting really optimistic. So long as there's no leaders, so long as everybody's on their retracements, it's this big worry. But it's nice to know that in the run up from January through April, Cardano and Luna were both leaders. And right now, Cardano has broken all Fibonacci retracement levels, and Luna has broken into all-time highs. Two leaders that were also leaders at the beginning of this year. But of course, we still need more out of Cardano. I really would like to see it set a new all-time high. If we could have Cardano, Luna, and Solana all in these all-time highs, my confidence definitely moves up even more. And you could really see that when we overlay these and compare them, how right here, this is Luna taking off, getting way ahead of the pack. You can see that right here with Theta as well. And then right here in blue is Cardano. These all were the first ones to really kind of get away from the market. But we know what happened next, right? The rest of the market caught up. And, Coinbase listed Cardano up in here, right? A lot of people buying Cardano after it had already risen up to above $1, super hype, everybody buying it. And then nothing ended up happening after that, right? The big run had already happened. And so lots of people bought it after the big run. But it really just kind of cooled off ever since then, right? And what happened there between February and between May, everything else had the chance to go too. So I'm not looking at this as being like, man, this is the only one that's going to take off. It's going to be so exciting. Everybody just, FOMO into this. It's not what I'm saying. I'm looking for leaders. I like seeing Luna do it because Luna was one of the ones that did it in the first half of the year. I like seeing Cardano up here because Cardano was one of the first ones to do it in the first half of the year. And the reason why I look to these things is I want to see optimistic signs to say that we can do this with the total altcoin market cap, that we can get up in here into these retracement levels, just consolidate, not reject down into oblivion, right? But consolidate in there and then get ready to break up because we've got leaders pointing the way and telling us that's the direction that we're going to be going in. And for which my largest investment that I do have in the cryptocurrency market is in XRP. And XRP historically follows the cryptocurrency market. So I look to other altcoins to tell me what is the whole market looking like it's going to do. And if the whole market is going to move up, what is XRP going to do? Every other time, it's always gone with it. And so right now, at this time in the market, we haven't had massive rejections from the retracement levels, right? Still too early to say there won't be because we're there right now for a lot of these assets. Ethereum hasn't broken through it. Bitcoin hasn't broken through it. The big boys haven't broken through it. The only one that would be considered a big boy that has at least gotten through Fibonacci retracements has been Cardano. But for the most part, the altcoin market cap, Bitcoin, these guys have not gotten through these retracement levels. But Solana and Luna are in all-time highs, and Cardano has gotten through those retracement levels. So that's a good sign. It's still early, but it's a good sign. But I have my conviction, right? My conviction is that the market will break to the upside. I've been in this cryptocurrency market since 2017. I was just thinking about it. I could probably count on two hands the total number of days where I wasn't charting since 2017. I've been here nearly every single day through the bull run of 2017 and through the bear market of 2018, 19, and 20. I've spent a ridiculous amount of time researching this to figure out what do I think is going to happen in this market. I even built my exit plans all surrounding the idea of each of these individual assets having this rally prior to capitulation and then going on and hitting that 4.236 extension. And it's just absolutely mind blowing to see the total market cap of all of crypto do exactly that. Anybody who's taken my course over there on bcbacker.com knows this was outlined back in August of last year. I even have videos here on YouTube talking about this exact phenomenon before it ever ended up occurring. And for that, I have to stick to my conviction that the market will break to the upside. We're just in the thick of it right now with Bitcoin battling the retracement levels and the altcoin market. And that anybody who has been around for, I would say, if you've been here for at least a year, you've watched it multiple times on this happen. The chaos of this market happens once this level gets cleared with conviction and you just got a clear breakthrough right here. That's where the market goes absolutely crazy. So we're just having to wait for that moment to come in. I'm patient. I'm showing all the things that I have. I'm never going to tell you when to buy or sell. That's just not what this channel is. There's plenty of channels out there that will tell you when to buy and tell you when to sell. It's not what I'm going to do. But I'll point out the areas that typically are supportive areas and typically are resistance areas. And right now we're in the big mama jamma area right in here for resistance levels. And typically what we see is once these get cleared through, the market goes absolutely crazy. But this is what you call it. This is obviously I call it the mama jamma, but this is where the biggest resistance of this entire move happens is all right in here. So we just got to get through it. We just got to be patient. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to try to keep it more brief than my last couple of videos have been. Sorry for like the mic popping that was happening earlier in the video. I tried to correct that. And I've been kind of listening through this and listening to it. And I sound like I'm kind of like down and stuff. I'm not down. I'm just tired. I mentioned it 2 weeks ago that I have been doing high intensity interval training. Today really beat me up this morning. And I'm just like, ugh. So I might take the day off tomorrow from YouTube if we don't have anything crazy happen in the market. If we're still just up in here battling these resistances, I don't see a whole big point for me to come on here and just kind of say, hey, look, we're still just fighting in the retracement level. Watch out, be warning, be careful. I think if we have some type of big move that happens in the market, we can talk about it. Or if we have like some other type of leader that breaks into all-time high to give us more confirmations, maybe. But otherwise, if we're just battling in here, I think I need a day of rest. I really got my behind kicked this morning. But otherwise, I'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Nice to see Luna, nice to see Solana in all-time highs, nice to see Cardano breaking through all of those retracement levels. We have optimistic signs happening in the market. Those have historically been leaders, and that's great to see. But we still have a lot of work to do. But all right, I'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. If you're looking for something to do today or tomorrow, you can, of course, check out my website, which is bcbacker.com. It's where I go through the entire history of the cryptocurrency market, talking about the Bitcoin bull runs, talking about the altcoin market cycles, tying them all together, showing how they've worked in the past, how there is a lot of rotation that happens in this market. I talk a lot about Fibonacci retracements in here. I talk about the things that we were just talking about, rallies prior to capitulations going to the 4.236 extensions, all discussed here in this course I have. I also have my personal exit plans in here, and I talk about mathematics and percentages. And it's really just a fully educational course to really kind of take you, if you're on level 0 or on level 10, to try to bring you up to level 100 to understanding what has happened historically in this market. And you can check all this out over here, all this educational content. Wait, there's even more down here. There are additional educational content things down here and market updates All of this is available over here on bcbacker.com. You could follow me over here on Twitter at bcbacker. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.